Okay, I got cut off while I was talking about Ai Weiwei and about this particular piece, and I was defending the atrocity of just destroying this Han Dynasty urn, by at least pointing out that he had a point, a conceptual point in a way, which was he was trying to point out how much China's modernization effort was leading to Neolithic and Han Dynasty sites, archaeological sites, being destroyed all over China, and pots like this Han Dynasty urn were being destroyed regularly. Here's a piece, one of my favorite pieces by Ai Weiwei called Sunflower Seeds. And so if you go to see this, I saw this, I think this is at the Tate Modern. And when you go to see it, normally it's a really large space like the Tate Modern. The space is about the size of a football field or a soccer pitch. It's a huge space, and it's this vast space, and you get there, and the whole space, the floor is completely covered with sunflower seeds, going about a foot or 2 foot high, just covered with sunflower seeds. And then you enter the space, you walk across it, and it makes kind of um, a strange, crunchy kind of sound, and a lot of dust. And you start to realize that the sunflower seeds that you're walking on are not actual sunflower seeds. Excuse the dog who's growling too much. The sunflower seeds are every single one is an individual, hand painted, handmade work of porcelain. They are, each and every one of them is a handmade, hand fired piece of ceramics. Ai Weiwei hired an entire village in China to work for years and years. They made millions and millions of these to make all of these sunflower seeds in order to make this installation. And so you may be wondering, what's the point? To a certain degree, I think there doesn't need to be a point. I think just just the visual and the experience of the room filled with sunflower seeds, and then the odd realization as you walk through it that these are not actual sunflower seeds, but they are something else. And then if you pick them up, and you probably would realize, okay, they must be made out of ceramics. And even then, if you did know that he hired a village, all of that, I think itself is pretty amazing. It's an amazing kind of conceptual as well as actual living experience. But there is more concept to it. He did this piece as a way to kind of talk about China and its relationship to its past, primarily to Mao. Mao Zedong often referred to himself, and to himself as the sun and China as the sunflower. The idea being that he was pointing out that whichever direction he decided to go in, like when he decided this is what he needed to do, that China would turn to face him, right? And then he's taking this theme of Mao's, and he's kind of flipping it a little bit. He's finding a different meaning in the sunflower, which is the multiplicity of the sunflower seeds, the vastness of them, and how many of them are there, and how that represents the vastness of the population of China. So we're pretty much at the end of the lecture. So let's just kind of recap. So like I said, we looked at a lot of conceptual art, some art by different definitions of what is conceptual art, but a lot of it was art from the late 60s and early 70s that was very much about trying to demonstrate that art is fundamentally an idea first rather than an object, and trying to take the objectness and especially the commodification out of the process of art making. So from all of this, what can we take? How can we decide how to get, interesting ideas in our artwork, how to have strong concepts? And I have a couple of different suggestions here. Number one, right, is what we've been talking about in class all along, right, which is following an ideation process, right? Making lots and lots of multiples of the thumbnail scale, multiples at larger scales, multiple studies, right? Doing lots of research, creating lots of possibilities, lots of thumbnails, creating lots of studies, but also constantly editing, right? You make a lot, then you edit down, you pick what are your best, and then you create variations on those, and then you edit again. And then you really have, at that point, a starting concept, hopefully, that can really lead you. Or you can find your concept by the making of the stuff, either by making a lot of work, making work that you really care about, and then when you've made a number of pieces that you're really proud of, stepping back and asking yourself, what do they mean? What are they for? And why did you do that? And or even you could do the same thing with your process, right? Examine not so much the physical things you made, but examine the way you made the stuff and say, what does that mean? What are the aesthetics of that? And another way that can help you is definitely looking at lots of contemporary art. But if if you're struggling, you can always go back to the beginning, right? I mean, the thing that Kossuth and Lewitt and Baldessari all started from is that they began from this kind of fundamental question of really asking, what is the role of art and what is art, and how can I make something really essential and fundamental, right? By making art without even the stuff, just the starting idea, making the idea itself the art. Then we've kind of they gave them a chance to remake and to start anew, and that could do the same for you. All right, thanks.